Mutongoi wa ngwatanio ya AZIMIO RAILA ODINGA NIWENDA Silikali YIUNGAMYE UTHUKUMI wa Silikali kwa Silikali AYASYA KANA Ulusani OTHOOI ndongo ya AZIMIO RAILA ODINGA AYASYA Silikali ya Tanzania ni nathe isithoa wa MAUTA nundu wa mathoa a ni manathe yesokoni wa nthi yonthe aiweta Silikali ya Kenya yesa kuthesia thoa usu nundu wa siko cia Ulusani ila ikwasya ta ikunanitwe nake President William Ruto kilingisi nikita MAUTA ivo titukwelewe mbeange ni Robert Motuko.
Raila Odinga nthini wa kuvithwa kimbithi cha mwiwano uu ndi wawetekana Kenya ndi aikia sai mwiwano ta uu ula wisikanie ta G2G na nthi ya Saudi Arabia kana ngwatanio ya nthi cia walavu UAE atia muvea wa MAUTA na mwaki wekiie mwiwano na kambuni cia MAUTA cia Silikali cia nthi cia Middle East na ni mavitio musumbi William Ruto kuweta uu ta mwiwano kati wa Silikali na Silikali.
5 facts are undeniable. 1. There was no G2G. Kenya government did not sign any contract with Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates. Only the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum signed a deal with the state-owned petroleum companies in the Middle East. Why Ruto chose to characterize the deal as a G2G is the first red flag that points to mischief in this deal.
Raila AYASYA kana kielelo kinene cha mwiwano uu kiina cha kuthoa MAUTA kwa thoa munini atio ni mwiwano wa kusesea kambuni itatu cia va Kenya ikaive koti wa makambuni kana corporate tax wa kilungu cha miongo itatu yulu wa Yina.
I now know that the characterization of this deal as a G2G was meant to shield the 3 Kenyan companies from paying the 30% corporate tax. Kenya is losing billions of shillings in taxes because the 3 companies picked to spearhead this deal do not pay the 30% corporate tax. Shielding the 3 companies from this tax is the reason Ruto told Kenyans that it was a G2G deal. Your guess is as good as mine on who is pocketing the unpaid corporate tax. But the burden of the unpaid corporate tax is passed to Kenyans at the pump.
Raila ingia weta kana kuma mwiwano uu wethiwa na wambia kuthukuma thoa wa MAUTA ndwatheya na silingi wa Kenya uendeye kwasya lato uisianiwa na dola ya nthi ya Amerika na mo wa dola ino uendeye ukusi wa vanthi ya Kenya na ingi kutuma nthi ila itena isikio cia meli iyeka kutumia mutambo wa MAUTA wa Kenya nundu wina thoa WILULU.
2. The shilling has continued to fall against the dollar. The cost of oil has not come down since the deal was signed. 4. The scarcity of the dollar has continued. 5. The landlocked countries that depend on us for oil are abandoning our pipeline because it has become too expensive. In other words, the deal has not addressed any of the problems Ruto said it would. When Ruto initiated this deal, the US dollar to the Kenya shilling exchange rate was 132. Today, 6 months later, it is Kenya shillings 159 to the dollar. The cost of fuel shot up significantly after the deal. Why have things moved from bad to worse since the deal was signed? Well, the deal was a scam for which we now demand full disclosure and full accountability. It is corrupt and rotten to the core. It is state capture by Mr. Ruto and company and a conspiracy against the country. Ruto's collapsing the country while feeding Kenyans on lullabies.
Raila enda musumbi Ruto avya yethe kamwiwano su na kusiokia walanio watene vala kila mutandiria wa MAUTA wina uthosio wa kukulia mwanya wa kueta MAUTA kana open tender system na muvea wa mituo na kuokitana na Ulusani EACC kuthiana undu MWIWANO uu wathikiiwe.
Ruto must immediately cancel the contract and revert to the open tender system, which ensured guaranteed supply of petroleum products. It has assigned responsibility to various players as opposed to the so-called G2G that is making Kenyans depend on inefficient and corrupt players. The open tender system was efficient, accountable, and competitive, and offered prices commensurate with international pricing model. 2. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission needs to move in, not to sanitize, but to get to the bottom of how and why we got into this deal and who is benefiting from it. 3. The men and women who came up with this self-serving deal must be surcharged and sacked. 4. The government must restore taxes to 8% from the 16% that came with the Finance Act. 5. The government must make public the so-called MOU between Kenya and Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. 6. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum must make public the deal is signed with oil companies. 7. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum must make public the supplier purchase agreement it signed with the oil companies. 8. The EACC and the Director of Criminal Investigations must investigate the tax compliance status and pricing model with the 3 oil companies. 9. We need a comprehensive brief on what the move by Uganda to pursue much of its petroleum needs through the Tanzanian Central Corridor means to our country, especially to the future of the Kenya Pipeline Company.
MWIWANO uu wa G2G wekiwe sahi mwini wa katatu mwakani uu na kambuni itatu cia Gulf WIVO wa Saudi Aramco, Abu Dhabi Oil Company kana ADNOC na Emirates National Oil Company kana ENOC itina wasilingi wa Kenya kwa sialato muno uisianiwe na dola. Ndi ripoti ya vilingi wa MWIVO, Nita wa Robert Mutukum.